Hello for the last time, Year 6. This is the last literacy video that we are going to do. We're really looking forward to seeing you this week at graduation. Your literacy task this week is to turn some of your writing, your story writing, into a picture book. So what we're going to do in this video is just show you some of our favourite picture books. I'm going to start by showing you this book called The Rabbits, and The Rabbits is about some rabbits that come from somewhere, we're not sure where, and they come to the home of the narrators of the story. What I really like about this picture book is that, you know, so much of it is told through the beautiful illustrations. Each page hardly needs any text. Most of it is told through the illustrations. And illustrations can create moods and emotions for the readers. And I really, really like this one because the illustrations are so powerful. So have a think about that when you're doing your picture book. Think about how much text you actually need and how much you can tell the story through the pictures that you draw.
One of my favourite picture books is Moon Man because it has such good illustrations, and it's about a moon man that comes to Earth because he thinks Earth is really good and he's missing out on things. And some of my favourite pages are the parts where he's been arrested and put in jail, and then because the moon turns into eclipses, he ends up getting smaller and going through the bars and escaping. So it's one of the best books I've found.
Oh, thanks, Karen.
Hi Year 6. So my favourite picture book is a book called The Journey Home, and this is written by Fran Preston Gannon. And the reason I love this book, other than its beautiful illustrations, is the storyline. I think storylines are so important to capture readers. And it starts off with a polar bear. The ice is melting, and of course the polar bear needs to find a new home, so sets off on an adventure to find a new home, and along the way meets lots of other animals who are in a very similar position. And it's not until you keep reading on that you realize that these animals all have something in common, and it's the fact that they are all endangered animals. And I think this is such a powerful conversation to have with little children, and with all children actually, because it's about how we impact the world. And I think a good storyline, a powerful message is so important for a book because it sparks discussion, it sparks thoughts, it makes people think about the impact they have on society. And this is why The Journey Home is my favourite book. And there's a nice little twist at the end. I don't want to give too much away because I would love for you to read it if you haven't already. And that makes it even more of a thinker, a book that you really think about after. So yes, lots of features very important within a storybook, within a picture book. However, I think message is one of the key ones. So something for you to think about as you're writing yours.
One of my favourite picture books is this one called Crock and Bird by Alexis Deakin. And I was lucky enough to actually meet Alexis Deakin at an event, and he signed this copy for me and did a little doodle in there with a crocodile, which I was really, really happy with. But the reason I really like this is just these really big illustrations where there's hardly any text on the page, but then the whole atmosphere of the story is in the illustrations. And there's also some sort of comics book style boxes as well, with some of the story being played out there. I just really like the mood that's being communicated in each page, and the way that some of the story is being told in the pictures. And then at the end, I really like the last illustration. It's really simple, but the illustrations really bring out the story. So I hope that's given you a little bit of inspiration on how you're going to present your picture book. We have left some blank pages at the end of this newsletter, of this week's newsletter, that you can use to make your picture book. And you can just fold them over and make your picture book from them. And I'm just going to show you some of the Year 6's books from last year, where they've just folded over some pages and show what they've actually done. This person's just glued it. Some people, so this person's just glued it as well. Now yours are going to be picture books, so you're going to see lots of more illustrations. But some people have even done stitching down here. So if you want to challenge yourself, you could put stitching down the middle of your pages. You could print some pictures. I'd really like you to have a go at doing some illustration as well. But just a simple picture book would be really, really lovely. So, good luck. Post what you make to Seesaw. Yeah, and I'll see you at graduation this week.